Good evening. We are Aqualligence. I'm Demetris, and this is Theofanis. Now, let me tell you a true story. I will take you to Finland, to the small town of Nokia, which is almost like Paphos a bit, in November 2007. At the location where you see the red dot, due to a human error, there was an injection of wastewater. Thousands of liters of wastewater were ejected into the town's drinking water distribution network. As a result, this part of the city, covered in red, was receiving contaminated water. This is what it looked like. Nobody wants to see this while they're brushing their teeth, right? This is awful. So the authorities only realized that there was a contamination in the system after 2 days. 30% of the people were affected. There was a water use ban for 3 months, if you can imagine, 3 months, and the estimated cost of this event was 2 million euros. So the question is, how could Nokia have avoided this disaster? Let us introduce SmartTap.
So SmartTap is a real-time water quality monitoring system for private industrial water consumers and private and public water utilities. It comprises of low-cost and smart algorithms that analyze sensor data and provide real-time alerts when a contamination in the potable water is occurred. And here is an early prototype of the system. It looks big and ugly, but we can further miniaturize it in a second version. And let me show how it works. So you take the sensors, you install them in a water supply pipe, then the sensors provide data and signals to an intelligent controller which processes the sensory data, and if a contamination is detected, it wirelessly transmits a notification alert to a dedicated notification device near your tap or on a smartphone. So initially, we consider water utilities as our clients. However, after discussing with them, we realized that it was not easy for them to acquire the technology, mainly due to the high initial capital cost. Therefore, this was our first pivot. So we think about whether home water consumers or industrial water consumers can be our clients. So we have made an online questionnaire. We receive around 200 answers, and let me show some of the results. So 60% of them have experienced water problems in their homes, and mainly due to that, 55% actually do not drink tap water. Surprisingly, 95% of the people that fill the survey say that they would like to have SmartTap system in their homes for a price range of 100 to 150 euros. And also they express their interest to receive the notifications either through SMS or through the custom near-tap device. So with this online survey that we have conducted, we confirm that consumers can be our clients. Now, we also get that 90% of the people say that they will feel safer if their water utility uses an automatic system for monitoring the quality of the potable water. So this make us to reconsider whether water utilities can be, at the end, our clients. So we think we pivot our idea for a second time, and we think, and let me explain what we think. So here, imagine that, for example, we have 1,000 SmartTaps in Nicosia that install in various homes. Then if we agree with the consumers to let us collect data from those SmartTaps through the cloud, and then we can process those data, and when a contamination event occurred in the whole city water distribution network, we can provide real-time notification to the water utilities to take actions.
We envision a real-time and carefree service for our clients, both water consumers and utilities. Water utilities in specific will be able to save money, time, effort, and of course protect consumers' health. We have developed in-house hardware and software. We have patentable algorithms, and Smart Taps is actually 100 times cheaper and smaller than other water quality equipment. Our revenue model is comprised of the Smart Tap sales, the maintenance, and the 24/7 monitoring service that we plan to offer to our clients. The water industry market is huge. It's estimated at around $500 billion, 10% of which goes to services and instrumentation. And this is where we want to get in. We have a strong team. I'm the software guy, and Theofanis is the hardware guy. We both have PhDs in electrical engineering, and in fact, what we have presented you here today was part of the research that we have been doing for the past 5 years. We are seeking for $500,000 funding for reducing the size of the product, of conducting field testing, of handling the IPRs, and conducting the large-scale demonstration studies. Of course, we also plan to participate in the Horizon 2020, and also, as already mentioned before by Baris, we were very fortunate to be accepted at the prestigious Climate Kick training that will be held in the Netherlands. And this couldn't have been possible without the help of Chrysalis and the support of EY, and we thank them for that. Water is a valuable resource, and we need to keep it safe for the people we love and cherish. We believe we have a role in this. We are Aqualligence, the water antivirus. Thank you for listening.
Excellent, thank you. Questions?
I think it's a great idea. In fact, I would like one for my home.
Actually,
I don't use water from the mains, but I have a drill, so it's more important to have a continual testing facility. So congratulations. What I would ask is whether you are estimating the actual value of the product to be within 100 and 150 euros as you presented, because this is a vital point, whether it will be sellable to the consumer later.
I didn't exactly get the question. Whether we can further minimize the price, or
what is the expected actual price of the product?
The actual price of it.
You mean the actual price that it cost, or what the post?
That the consumer would have to pay.
Yeah, it's what we have said. It's around 100 to 150, at least for the over 200 people that answered the survey. Of course, if we manage to do it more cheaper, it will be great. But
we believe that the price of the product can be reduced so that there is a margin for profit, of course, and also it's also in this specific.
Well, the system is modular, so you can adjust the various components to decrease the price. It depends further what is the possible consumer. If it is a hotel, or then maybe it's okay for them. If it's just for homes, maybe you can do it 50 euros, but you can sell something to measure only that your water is well disinfected, instead of whether your water has arsenic or other stuff. So you need more sensors, the prices go up.
So that is a baseline, and I believe that by increasing more sensors, you increase the price, but I think it's around, yes.
Other questions?
Is there a consensus what is considered to be a good water? Because you see, one of the problems is that the government usually in most countries tell you that the water is wonderful, but people still are complaining. So the question is a system like yours going to alert the people to what they already know, that the water is not really good enough, in which case what can be done? Or is it going to say this is a certain standard that although you don't like the taste, at least we keep this standard?
So, of course, you are absolutely right. Everybody wants to say that their own water is good. Of course, we don't say that the water is not good, but sometimes accidents happen, perhaps due to a leakage or due to some other reason. So we're trying to prevent the cases where the consumer is not aware that there is a problem, because apparently if you open the tap and you see brown water coming out of the tap, you will not drink it, right? Well, nobody in the same mind would. So we're trying to take action or to inform the consumer and in extent the utility, which is the other client, that there is a problem due to something that is not traceable. Of course, sometimes you could have, sometimes you have contaminants that produce smell. Of course, sometimes you have, or change the color, but sometimes you have things that you don't really sense until you get sick. So that's, I think, one of the key issues that we're trying to address here. And of course, we are very lucky because of the EU, all the time the regulations for water quality are becoming more strict. The thresholds for contaminants are getting lower and lower because, first of all, people are becoming more aware of the risk, of the health risk in relation to water. And and of course, apparently there is an economic benefit for the governments to keep their people healthier. It's less money for the medical costs, etc., etc. So there is incentives for everybody.
Final question, George?
Yes. First of all, I think you have a great product. You've identified a huge market. The cost, 100 to 150 euros, sounds to me reasonable. So I think you're off to a very good start. Question, you said that first you were thinking of the utilities being the customer and then the consumer. Have you thought of kind of sharing the cost between the two? I would think that utilities would be willing to pay something because if there's a pollution, they bear the cost, right? So they might be willing to subsidize the consumers that have this smart tap in order to avoid paying huge amounts in the future. So this way, your product can become cheaper for the ultimate consumer and gain acceptance.
Okay, this is a great idea. We don't think about.
I would say this is the ideal scenario. So the problem is that you believe that you have something that will make, for example, water utilities change the way they work. But everybody knows that the civil service, in some countries, the water utilities are part of the civil service. They don't work in the same fast track like a company. So apparently, this would be a great idea if everybody understood the benefits. So what we realized from the questionnaire, from the people that we asked, is that people want this to be provided as a service from their water utilities. Apparently, most of the water utilities will not take this leap because in the end it's about a leap, about changing the way people do their everyday work. It's about making changes in the way you operate. This is where we want to get into. I mean, to actually come, the ideal would be to have water utilities come to us and say, we really want this system, we want to subsidize it, we want some a number of, you don't have to put it everywhere. We want a large number of consumers putting them into their homes so that we have a clear picture of what's going on in their network. Currently, to be honest, it's almost blindfold. And everybody's relying on consumer complaints. So I think that's a great idea.
It depends on the country where the utility is.
Yes, I was going to say, if you can find a country that has maybe private water utilities.
For example, the Netherlands, they have a great system. So, yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.